Okay, take three. How you doing, IDS 302? Welcome to module two, right? Starting tomorrow. It's Sunday where I am. And now about where I am. Don't get any ideas, but let me show you where I am. Dee, 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 dee. Yes, I am in Tucson. At the U of A. I am in the rec center. See it? It's big. It's not as good as ours. Um, the ASU fencing team is here. My son fences on ASU. So I'm here. And I thought, hey, what a neat place to do a ASU video. So, what's up? Somebody's gonna hurt me. Okay, sorry. Enough giving you more ammunition to complain on the evaluations of. I got my evaluations back. Some people didn't like the seemingly unorganized nature of it, the informal nature of my videos, et cetera, et cetera. There's an old song that says, I gotta be me, right? So, but let's get right into it. I know you're not here for, there's better shows on right now. All right, so module two. All right. Yeah, so, okay, I'm gonna skip that part. All right. Hey, quick tip. You have two concentrations. You know that. You're an interdisciplinary studies student with two concentrations. Okay. Only a few of you, there are a few of you that didn't recognize that in your introduction or something. You'd say, I have getting my degree in interdisciplinary studies with a concentration in business. No, it's not like that. It's not a major minor, right? So you got two concentrations. If you don't, you better talk to your advisor. You're in the wrong class or something, okay? Um, Other than that, let's get right to it. Learning objectives for Module 2. By the end of this module, students will be able to learn types of quantitative research and learn types of qualitative research, and then identify which research design would be best used for various studies. How we do that is through a boatload of reading, okay? Um, the reading in this module is chapters 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, approximately 155 pages. It's a lot of dry reading. So here's what I'm going to do. All right, just for those of you who are listening, chapter 6, descriptive research. It's one you really have to read. You need to read, okay? It goes from 146 to like 190, but you know how the chapters end with, they kind of peter out. So, but that's like 44 pages. Chapter 7, though, experimental, quasi-experimental, and ex post facto designs. I'd like you just to skim that. You don't have to read that whole thing. It's really heady stuff, and most of you will never do research in that area with those methods, designs. And if you think you might, then definitely read it. Okay, but I'm just saying that you can skim it. Okay, get some of the ideas out of it, what it means. All right. Chapter 8, Qualitative Research Methods. Yes, read that, please. It's 31 pages. Approximately, qualitative research methods are very important to know. And then Chapter 9, Mixed Methods Designs, is an important chapter to read as well. Chapter 10, Action Research and Participatory Designs. You don't have to read it at all. You can skim it. You don't have to read it. So I just changed it for you guys. If you were paying attention, you'll know now that you don't have to read all 5 of those chapters at 155 pages. You can skip 10. You can read 6 and 8, skim 7, read 9. I just went out of order there, didn't I? All right. Okay, so good. All right, let's do Easter egg number 1 right away. So Easter egg number 1 is quantitative is measurable. All right, quantitative is measurable. That's one thing to remember. Quantity, quantify, those are measurable things. It's a little more than that, but for the Easter egg, I wanted to keep it simple, okay? And by the way, you can just email me these in an email. Just type them and send them on email. Don't worry about a Word doc for the email and stuff, okay? All right, the readings we talked about. There are 2 presentations. All right, view the following. You should have got through the first module, so you should know how to get through these presentations. If you don't get any sound, open up, put up a new browser window, and it should work just fine. Doesn't matter. I use Safari for everything. So there's types of quantitative research. All right, and that's about 15. That's about 11 minutes. And then there's types of qualitative research, and that's about 15 minutes. Okay, so make sure you get through those. You'll get a lot of knowledge. This should really start giving you the foundational material you need for research. Okay, I'm going to talk about um, worksheet 2 then. All right, so worksheet 2, which is due on the 25th. There are the top part of the worksheet is 6 scenarios. Okay, you're going to be given 6 different type of research scenarios, and based on the readings, you're going to choose one from A and one from B. A is qualitative or quantitative, so you choose one of those, and then B is going to be a design of a study. It could be case study, it could be survey, it could be experimental, it could be historical, blah blah blah, and you're going to put that. So each one of those prompts will have one from A and one from B. Follow me? One from A, one from B. Never fails. Some students don't follow the instructions on that, and they send me something with just one letter for each one, and they're all wrong. Okay, so one from A, one from B. The instructions should be pretty clear on that. All right, there's 6 scenarios. Then on the bottom half of the worksheet, there are 6 prompts where you get to start articulating the research idea that you have. All right, and I'd be happy to start looking at those. And I am going to not be as much of a stickler as I have been in previous classes on this. I don't want it to be a miserable experience. Not that I make it that way, but um, I'm working with my colleagues to better get an idea of appropriate research at this level, because I don't want you to be faking it. Okay, I mean, again, you're not going to be. I don't mean to joke like this, but I say, if anybody can cure cancer in the next 5 weeks, you're getting an A in this class. Okay. Having said that, we're going to do. I'll nominate you for a Nobel Prize too. Uh, Having said that, um, I don't want it to be like, here's a set of Lincoln Logs and Play-Doh and make me something nice. I don't want it to be that simplistic and silly and kind of waste of time. Like your video games, you kids in them damn video games. All right, so I'm going to have you do somewhere in the middle there, okay, where you research. But remember, we talked about that first one. And remember what you learned in this book in chapter 1, which I'm going to reread, about kind of like what is research, right? And so when you're considering your topic, you're going to remember what research is not, right? What research is not, okay? It's not merely gathering information. So remember that when you're talking about a topic, that when you think about how you're going to do this, is that you're going to just compile information. You're not going to do anything with it, okay? All right? It's not, and it's also not about your learning something. Okay, let's take a look at a high school history book. Okay, do you think the author of the high school textbook history book wrote that because they wanted to learn more about history? No, they teach history. They want to. They're inside. They're inside. You're on the inside. All right. So that's why this paper, by the way, will not include you in any shape or form. Okay. Researchers inherently do research on things they're interested in, right? So, look, there's somebody in a psychology program, and they're going to do research on psychology because they're interested in psychology. What's missing there? Psychology, psychology, psychology. Okay, it's inherent. So the reason you're doing research, okay, the purpose of the research is not because I want to learn more about climate change. No, that's what your classes are for. Research is, to discover, to add knowledge, however incrementally, to the body of knowledge in your field. Okay, so it's a tough transition to make, but now you're on the inside now. Okay, time to step up your game. Okay, you're not on the outside like, going a trip to Europe, going to research my trip to Europe and all the airlines and stuff. No, you're on the inside. You are in the academy, should I say? So it's different than a research trip to Europe. It's researching for knowledge. All right, so it's very interesting to read this chapter as you consider. I'm sorry, I slept at at Harrah's Auction Casino parking lot last night, and man, was I cold. Okay. Uh, so reread this if you have to get a better idea, because it's going to help you to answer the question on the bottom of the worksheet. Now, I'm going to reward, depth, originality, and whatever. I mean, I just don't want anything simplistic, but I will help. This is a starting point where I'm going to see what you guys want to do. Because this whole class is not a sociology class, I can't give everybody the same research project. My colleagues have recommended, just have them all do something on sustainability. I'm like, why? When I've got business and communication here, and I got geology and dance over here, and I got why? I mean, we're trying to build scholars in your area. We're trying to help you to learn how to research your concentrations, and then what? The I word, integrate. Yeah, you got it. Okay, so let's do Easter egg number 2, and that is qualitative is descriptive. Remember the first one, measurable. This one is descriptive. Qualitative is descriptive. All right, so those are the two main differences of types of research you get into. Of course, there's mixed methods. Okay, now I even have trouble with the ambiguity because I always wanted to teach it where quantitative and qualitative were methods. Okay, and the design of your research then was your survey, your case study, your experimental, your ethnography, those types of things. Uh, People, we debate these things all the time. I get irritated that there's really no set term for it. It's all methodology. No, it's all design. No, it's not. Okay, so we'll get into that. It's not going to cause you any problems, I promise. All right, so we got through the worksheet. Now, then we hit your first quiz. Yay, quiz time. 30 questions, 30 questions in 30 minutes. Oh my God. Um, it's, I'm at U of A. This is just too weird. Uh, okay, 30 questions, 30 minutes, all multiple choice. You got this. You got this if you do the readings. And, like I said, I told you what you could be slack on. Okay, and if you think there was a question you got wrong because I told you could be slack on a chapter, you tell me what it is, because I'd like to know who changed my quiz. All right, so work on that. That's due on the 27th. Let's not be late with any of you guys. And everybody appreciates my flexibility and blah, blah, blah. Well, it's gone. It's out the window. Last class blew that up by their complaints. They didn't like my flexibility. They didn't like me extending due dates. Uh, So let's get it on time. Remember the due date. If it's at midnight on the due date, it's late. It's late. It's late. Okay. So the due date goes up to 11:59 p.m. and then bam. Okay. My Jeep turns into a pumpkin. I turn into a little rat, and everything goes to hell. It's 10% per day late, whatever that date is. And at midnight on, if 25th comes, midnight hits, it's the 26th. That's late. Canvas will tell me it's late. I don't negotiate that 1 minute, that no minutes, that 5 minutes, because my logic is this. If I let 10 after midnight go, 1 minute after midnight, then why not 12:30? Why not 1 o'clock? Hey, I'm sleeping. Why not 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock? Then where does it end? The next day, which we're already on. So, the due date's set. Don't try to upload at the last minute. And I'm harping on this, obviously, because it has been an issue, and I don't really want to have to deal with that again. All right. So again, okay, remember not compound report. There was some things I want to talk about with the topics, but and doing your research topic. I'm not sure without seeing some of them. I'll say this: this course is very difficult to do research in. Okay, any bona fide researcher at the advanced level would never want to take on research in a 7.5 week period. We're already on like 5.5 weeks or 4.5 weeks, right? We're already into it. We're 6 weeks, whatever. No real researcher wants to do research in 6 weeks. No real researcher thinks they can do real good research in 6 weeks. Okay, so we've got three problems. One is the timing. We got the limitation. That's like a few weeks, 7.5 for the class. Okay. Number two limitation is that most of you probably never did academic scholarly research. That's fine, but that's what we're stuck with. That's number two. Okay. The number three, I always forget. So maybe I'm too tired to remember. I don't know. 7.5 weeks. can't do research in 7.5 weeks, and you are inexperienced in research. Those are the three things. We can overcome them all. You know why I know that? Because we always do it in this class. But to do that, I would like you to consider the what I call the research design, methodology and design, to be a quantitative survey. The reason I say that is because collecting data is much more efficient than a quantitative survey. You can set up, I'm going to show people how to do this during the course. I'm going to show you how to do like SurveyMonkey specifically, free. Okay, sign up for free. It only gives you 10 questions for free. I want you to do more than 10 questions, but you're not going to have to pay because I'm going to show you how to hack it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get 20 questions into those 10. All right, so a survey, online survey, is the most efficient. You send it out there, social media, friends, social media, just a link, boom, boom. It's anonymous. People do a survey, you get your data. Okay, as opposed to here's a clipboard, I'm standing out on 3rd and Mill, and I'm gonna try to ask people do my survey. That's gonna take forever. You can't get enough sampling. Your sampling is lucky you get 10, 20. All right, and you don't want to do mixed in this shorter class because it's just do the same survey in person that you're doing online. It's a different presentation of that survey means you can't just mix them together. You got to decide one way or the other. Keep that data pure, okay? And remember what I said about vulnerable populations. You should have read Module 1 about the IRB, right? The ethics and things. Okay, so uh, consider a quantitative survey to gather your data, all right? And because again, it doesn't have to be earth shaking, but you're going to be doing a topic then that's fresh in terms of the questions you're going to ask and what you need data on. I'll talk to you more about that as you go, but I want you to consider it as you're doing, because many of you are going to want to do qualitative research, and I love qualitative, it's my favorite, but I understand there's limitations in this course, time-wise, that you can't, compile data qualitative because there's a lot to do. You got to start working on a literature review ASAP. Okay, that's a big paper. Then this, by the way, this is all one paper at the end of the class, about 20 pages. Okay, so you're going to do a lit review. It's going to be 3 to 6 pages. You're going to do a proposal that's going to be 3 to 6 pages. You're going to collect your data. You're going to analyze your data and do a final research report that's going to total about 16 pages. Now you're going to use all the stuff that you're doing here, most of it. Most of these worksheets are going to be prompts for your paper. So it's not like you're going to, at the end of the thing, you got to write this long paper. You're working on it now. All right. It starts with the conceptual idea of the research, but there's a lot to do. So it's not like we're going to sit back and say, I'm going to take a few weeks and just research climate change. Let's see what's going on out there. You know, check out iceberg, right? So you can't do that, right? There's only this little window of collecting data because you got so many things for that. So consider that quantitative survey. Get a hold of me if you want to talk more about that. If you ask questions or some questions, okay? Let's do Easter egg number 3, okay? And by the way, I liked all your introductions. That were great. You guys, like I said, late policy I didn't worry about for the video and the syllabus quiz and that. But the videos, I think I'm gonna, like I said, I'll take the videos up to 5 days late without a charge. But you got to stay with it in this class. It's gonna go really fast. Okay, so what's the final Easter egg gonna be? It can only be one thing. I said that last week, didn't I? It can only be one thing. And what did I say it was? I forget. That just cracks me up. Oh yeah, forks up. I did last week. Okay, it can only be one thing when you're down here. It's a long one, but you guys get this, right? No pity for the kitty. All right? You know what that means? Whoever's with me on this, who's the Sun Devil, these are the University of Arizona Wildcats. And on campus up in Tempe, we have shirts that they wear, everything. It says, no pity for the kitty. So that's number 3. I just feel so snarky. Don't take it out on me. All right. I will surprise you next video from where I'm coming from. It will not be Arizona. And I hope I'm alive and warm enough to talk to you guys. All right. So, orcs up. Peace.